Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim Steele. I'm chair of the Department of Microbiology and Immunology, director of the 4 military elective courses that we now offer on campus, and a veteran myself, having spent 4 years in the Coast Guard in the 1970s. And it's my honor to be the MC of the military promotion ceremony. It's a time we all look forward to every year. And I'd like to welcome you to the ceremony, recognizing those soon-to-be graduates of DMU who will be going into the military for their residency training and to serve our country. I would like to now ask you to rise for the procession and our national anthem.
Hey, take a seat.
I would like to ask our officers to rise for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Many thanks to the Moines Choir for the national anthem. I would now like to honor some honored guests at this ceremony. Our brand new provost, Dr. Akins. Welcome. Dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, Dr. Brett Ripley. I'm scanning because I never know exactly when people may be coming in here, but Dr. Kimberly Brown, Vice President of Enrollment Management. And I saw Dr. Rich Salas, Chief Diversity Officer. Welcome, everyone. I would now like to recognize our alumni and our veterans. Please stand and be recognized if you are a DMU alumnus. That happens to be Dr. Norman Rose, who is the Grand Marshal of our ceremonies tomorrow at commencement. So thank you, Dr. Rose, for agreeing to do that. Thank you. Please stand and be recognized if you are a veteran. Any veterans? Thank you for serving our country. Please remain standing if you are both a DMU alumnus and a veteran. I'm not sure if we have any of those this year. Normally we have several of those. All right. come back next year and we can so, I would like to now show about a 4-minute video that highlights military medicine. And so we're gonna dim some of the lights. I'm gonna bring the video over.
On the battlefield, every second counts. Here is where the military health system comes together to make the difference between life and death. This is where military medicine begins. In a single decade from some of the most austere places on Earth, we have built a lifeline that stretches thousands of miles. A lifeline that moves ill and injured service members from the point of injury to combat hospitals en route back home to the United States. Every step of the way, we deliver critical care. This remarkable health system of Army, Navy, and Air Force medical personnel cares for soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, and all who come in harm's way.
What we're doing today is digital subtraction angiography to evaluate the blood supply.
It's joint, it's integrated, it's impressive, and produced the highest survival rates in the history of warfare. But this is just one part of the military health system. The military health system is also a health delivery system. 57 hospitals, over 400 clinics around the globe. More than 9 million Americans who are military members, their families, and retirees count on us, and we deliver. Each year, over 50,000 babies, over 50 million prescriptions filled, rehabilitation, recovery. The military health system is also a medical education system. Each year, the Uniformed Services University produces over 300 military physicians and specialized medical leaders. And our medical education and training campus turns out over 26,000 medical enlisted personnel from every branch of service. We're also an integrated healthcare plan with a global network of care. We partner with civilian doctors and hospitals to deliver the promise we make to those who serve and their families. The military health system is also a public health system. Our military medical labs around the world conduct surveillance to detect and stop the spread of disease and to ensure the safety of the environment. The military health system is a national leader in medical research, collaborating with science and academia, bringing life-saving products to the battlefield and to every American.
Eyes blink, pupils dilate.
Simulated patients, life-saving blood clotting products, mind-controlled prosthetics, new vaccines, laboratory-grown skin, arm transplants.
It's like I went back 4 years and I'm me again.
Our research improves health, speeds recovery, transforms the practice of medicine.
A massive earthquake and tsunami that rocked Japan.
And we are a global force for good, responding to disasters and humanitarian crises whenever we are called, and building capabilities in our partner nations, floating hospitals, medical supplies, transport. It's joint, it's integrated, it's impressive. We're like no other health system in the world, and we're increasing our engagement with federal health partners, including the Department of Veterans Affairs, bringing Army, Navy, and Air Force medical capabilities together. This remarkable system exists for a primary mission, to ensure every service member, whether active or reserve, is ready. A system focused on health more than health care. A medical force ready to respond, ready to repair both the visible and the invisible wounds of war. A unifying mission, personal courage, and selfless sacrifice. Integrated care, world-class results. It's joint, it's integrated, it's impressive. We even make house calls, anywhere, anytime, like no one else. This is the military health system.
For the pinning ceremony, I will invite each graduate up individually. And following pinning, I would ask that they return to their seats. After the last officer is pinned in a particular branch of the service, Dr. J.D. Polk will request all the newly promoted officers from that branch to come forward and face him. At that time, the oath of office will be administered to the group by Dr. Polk. A commissioned officer must administer the oath of office to the newly confirmed position at their new rank and swear them in to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. As such, each newly commissioned position officer becomes an agent of the executive branch of the government appointed by the President. The pinning of the rank is a visible sign of this appointment and of the commitment made by the officer to both their health profession and their country. Please maintain proper decorum and respect as we proceed with the ceremony. The oath of I would now like to introduce Dr. Polk. The oath of office will be administered by Dr. J.D. Polk, D.O., former Dean of Des Moines University, College of Osteopathic Medicine, current Chief Health and Medical Officer for NASA. Prior to becoming the Dean, Dr. Polk served as the Chief Medical Officer of the Department of Homeland Security. Dr. Polk is the former Chief of Aerospace Medicine for the 22nd Air Force, and as Chief Medical Officer of NASA, holds the rank of SES-4, equivalent to the rank of Major General. Dr. Polk.
I'm going to use my command voice so I'm sure everyone can hear me. Rest assured, the students have heard my command voice before as a former dean. Where are my former military members again? I will need a little help and assistance on this. As I talk about this little speech here, if I say something that resonates with you in your service, I expect the requisite hua in the background. All right. I'm going to talk to you a minute about the mission. We have two former military and enlisted members, but the rest of you, this is a new venture for you and a new career for you. I will tell you that you will be forever changed by this, and forever changed in a good way. There are things like the words duty, honor, and country, and service and integrity that you will come to find new meaning, new feelings about. 2 years from now, you will wonder why the rest of the world does not have the same reverence for those words that you do. There are also two other words that are going to define you and your families. Those two words are the mission. You will find that those creep into your lexicon. I am preparing for the mission. I am training for the mission. I am going to the mission. I am deployed for the mission. I am executing the mission. I have executed the mission. I am returning from the mission. I am rehabilitating from the mission. The mission becomes all-consuming. And I knew that about myself, but I didn't know that about my wife until one time I was in Russia on a Russian Air Force base during 9/11, and it was clear that I was not coming home. I was slated to come home 3 days later, and it was clear I was going on a different decade. I had already been gone 6 months. She'd already been raising 2 kids by herself at home in the United States by herself, and it was clear I was not coming home. And I remember my wife saying, getting reclipped thinking about it. I remember my wife saying, it's okay, focus on the mission. And I thought, I'm the one who's going through all this training. I'm the one who's doing all this stuff, talking about the mission. And hearing those words from her impacted me greatly. They still impact me. The mission will be all-consuming, but your mission is probably the best mission that I can even imagine. Your mission is to prepare those to make them healthy before they deploy. Your mission is to help the families medically and to make sure that the families are okay so that the military members don't have to worry about their families when they are doing the mission. Your mission is to take care of those as they are executing their mission. And in some respects, and at times, your mission will be to save the lives of those people who are executing the mission. And I will tell you, it becomes a very personal thing. There is a difference between treating somebody with a gunshot wound at Metro Hospital in downtown Cleveland from a drug deal gone sour, and treating somebody with a gunshot wound who is wearing the same uniform that you are, who took the same oath that you did, who is in the military voluntarily and took the same oath because they're trying to pay for college. Some 19-year-old looking up at you saying, calling you sir or ma'am while they are in excruciating pain and bleeding. It becomes very personal. I will tell you that you will find that you will bleed red, white, and blue, and the only color and race and gender is OD green. You will find that very rapidly. They become your brothers and sisters, and you think of them as your brothers and sisters because you have gone to hell and back with them. You've had some of the same exposures with them. And so they will forever be your brothers and sisters. The press is wrong. No one ever jumps on a grenade to be a hero. People jump on a grenade to save their brothers and sisters because they love those folks and they've trained with those folks and they feel greatly for those folks. And you are about to embark on that mission. And it is the best mission that you will ever have, and it will forever change you from this day forward. So, with that in mind, let's get started. First, I'd like to invite Dr. Brett Ripley, Dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, up with me to say a few words. Then Dr. Ripley will join me on stage. He and I will assist the families in pinning. You do know, just for the audience, what you call two doctors assisting with a pinning. It's called a paradox.
Thank you, Dr. Ford. We miss having you here. Graduation is upon us. Your years of striving are wrapping up. You're getting ready to launch into a new world as an osteopath. New adventures await you. You will learn to practice independently. Here in this room, I get to talk to a specific group of students who've chosen not only to be osteopaths, but members of our armed services. Thank you. Both osteopathy and our armed services are professions of service. Osteopaths, which function best as a service to our health and our patients, and the armed services, which functions as service to the United States and the ideals that our constitutions and laws represent. Thank you for choosing your pathway of dual service to your patients and to our country. I want to leave you with a quote from Andrew Taylor Still. I do not want to go back to God with less knowledge than when I was born. I want my footprints to make an impression on the field of wisdom. I have no desire to be a cat and walk so lightly that it never creates a disturbance. I want my footprints to be plainly seen by all. Go forth, and with your careers of service, make an impression.
Thank you, Dr. Ripley. Thank you, Dr. Fulton. It's now time to begin the pinning ceremony. Beginning with the Army, I would like to call to the front Second Lieutenant Derek Douglas. Derek will be pinned by his wife, Danielle. Other guests in attendance today are his daughters, Riley and McKenna, his parents, Brenda and Brad, sister and brother-in-law, Kira and Chris Markham, and his great aunt, Donna Wood. Derek will be pursuing additional training in emergency medicine at Madigan Army Medical Center in Tacoma, Washington. Congratulations, Captain Douglas. I would now like to call to the front Second Lieutenant Landon Frost. Landon will be pinned by his wife, Allie. In attendance are his parents, Nancy and Dan, as well as his niece, Aubriana Arrigo. Landon will be pursuing a traditional year at William Beaumont Army Medical Center at Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas.
They're an army of one, but it takes 4 people.
Congratulations, Captain Frost. I would now like to call to the front Second Lieutenant Kyle Jackson. Pinning will be his fiancee, Bryn, and his father, Stephen. There are 12 other guests in the audience. We'll just leave it at that. It's been well attended. Kyle will pursue a transitional year at Eisenhower Army Medical Center in Fort Gordon, which is in Augusta, Georgia. Congratulations, Captain Josh. I would now like to call forward Second Lieutenant Asha Bala. Pinning her will be her husband, Jackson. Asha will pursue OBGYN training at Tripler Army Medical Center in Honolulu. Congratulations, Captain Mata. I would now like to call forward Second Lieutenant Aaron Trotton. Pinning Aaron will be his uncle, Colonel Glenn Bloomstrom. Other guests in attendance are Aaron's mother, Sherry, and his father, Dave. Aaron will pursue emergency medicine training in Fort Hood, Texas. Congratulations, Captain Trotman. Will the newly promoted officers of the United States Army please rise and come to attention? Dr. Pope, the troops are yours to command.
Detail. Take one step forward. Forward, move. Detail. Turn and face the flag of the United States of America. Present, halt. Order, halt. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name. Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States and the grade of captain, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. You may be seated.
From the Air Force, I would like to call forward 2nd Lieutenant Luke Body. Spinning Luke will be his wife, Hannah. Numerous friends and family members are in the audience today. Luke will pursue additional training in internal medicine, or doing an internship in internal medicine in Harbor Hospital, Baltimore, Maryland, and an anesthesiology residency at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore. Congratulations, Captain Bob. I would now like to call forward Tara Robert, second Lieutenant Tara Robert. Pinning her will be her parents, Andrea and William Robert. There are approximately 10 other family members and friends present today. Tara will be pursuing pediatrics residency at the University of South Dakota, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Congratulations, Captain Rivera. Will the new promoted officers of the United States Air Force please rise and come to attention? Dr. Polk, the troops are yours to command.
Thank you, Dr. Steele. Detail. Take one step forward. Forward, move. Detail. Turn and face the flag of the United States of America. Present, pose. Order, pose. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Luke Bonner,
Having been appointed an officer in the Air Force of the United States,
having been appointed an officer in the Air Force of the United States,
in the grade of captain,
in the grade of captain,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You may be seated.
I would now like to call up from the Navy, Ensign Peter Fisher. Pinning Peter today is his wife, Caitlin, as well as his father, Michael. Other guests include his mother, Mary, and his in-laws, Barbara and David O'Connell. Peter will be pursuing training in family medicine, civilian deferment at McLaren Bay Region in Bay City, Michigan. Congratulations, Lieutenant Fisher. I would now like to call up Ensign Michael Getstad. Painting Michael will be his father, Douglas, and his sister, Lizzie. Other guests include his Aunt Sue and his girlfriend, Blair Nastro. Michael will be pursuing general surgery at the Naval Medical Center in San Diego. Congratulations, Lieutenant Getstad. I would now like to call up Ensign Christopher Gilbertson. Painting Christopher will be his father, Robert. Other guests in the audience include his mother, Alice. And Christopher will be pursuing a family medicine internship at the Naval Hospital in Jacksonville, Florida. Congratulations, Lieutenant Gilbertson. I would now like to call up Jonathan Callaghan, Ensign Jonathan Callaghan. To the picket is John's mother, Jean Ellen, and his father, Gary. He will pursue additional training in orthopedic surgery at the Naval Medicine Center in Portsmouth, Virginia. Congratulations, Lieutenant Callaghan. I would now like to call up Ensign Scott Mateer. Scott will be pinned by his wife Jamie and his father Mark. Other guests include his sons Griffin and Oliver, his mother Karen, his sister Rachel, and his in-laws Nancy and Jim Reynolds. Scott will pursue a family medicine residency at the Naval Hospital in Jacksonville, Florida. Congratulations, Lieutenant Mateer. I would now like to call up Ensign Samuel Walter. Pinning Samuel will be his parents Ann and Tim, and his siblings Sarah and Ryan. Other guests include friend Brad Burmeister. Samuel will be pursuing a transitional year at the Naval Medical Center in San Diego. Congratulations, Lieutenant Walter. Will the newly promoted officers of the United States Navy please rise and come to attention? Dr. Pope, the troops are yours to command.
Thanks, Jim. Detail. Take one step forward. Forward, hold. Detail. Turn and face the flag of the United States of America. Present arms. Order arms. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Scott Taylor,
Having been appointed an officer in the Navy of the United States,
have been appointed an officer States
and the grade of lieutenant,
and the grade of lieutenant.
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
Solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
and I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You may be seated.
As we prepare to conclude, I'd like to thank you for attending this promotion ceremony. I'd also like to thank Chris Moore, the Manager of Student Life and Engagement, who helped prepare the ceremony, and those from Information Technology who handled the AV meets today. Officer graduates, please stand and turn to applaud your family members and friends who have supported you in so many ways. I know we're very proud of these men and women who are soon to be graduates of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, and we're sure that as they represent our school, the DO profession, and our country, we'll grow even more proud of them. Let's give a big hand to the newest batch of officers in the country.
I would ask that the former military members, current and former, please stand with our newly minted officers. Group, attend. Attention to orders. The President of the United States repose special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and professional abilities of these officers who have willingly responded to the call of duty. In view of these qualities and her demonstrated potential for increased responsibility, he or she is, therefore, promoted to their new rank, effective 25 May 2018, by order of the Secretary of the respective services and by my hand and signature. General George Patton once said, "It is a proud privilege to be an officer, a good soldier, discipline, self-respect, pride in his/her unit, his/her country, a high sense of duty and obligation to comrades and to your superiors, and a self-confidence born of demonstrated ability. But I believe there is a higher privilege. The privilege to take care of the fellow comrades and soldiers, to treat and heal both of them and the enemy, and the same compassion and respect owing to human dignity, to bring them back to their wives and husbands, mothers and fathers, sons and daughters. A military physician is the amalgamation of two of the highest callings, military service and medicine. Go forth, serve your country, serve your brothers and sisters in arms, and serve humankind by alleviating their suffering. May God grant you safety, security, and wisdom in both of those missions. Congratulations. Dismissed.
Please join us for a reception just outside of these doors in the atrium. Thank you very much for coming today.
Good job, guys.